What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, a little bit different. We're going to talk about team selections. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start doing these videos when I can. It might not be always from the studio, aka my workspace from when I work at home. But I was able to do one today because the teams got announced today, which is Thursday night, for Saturday's game against the Gold Coast Suns. So when it's extended squads, it might be a little bit harder, or if I have something on Thursday night. But look, I'm going to try and do these every week just as an extra video because I do want to get more content out. But look, let's jump into team selections, talk about what's going on, and go from there. So, Pies take on Gold Coast Suns on Saturday. Team selections at the moment for the Pies. I say at the moment because there might be late changes, who knows. But right now, we had Ash Johnson get omitted, Harvey Harrison get omitted, but now Harvey Harrison will be our sub. So he's omitted from the best 22 or 22 on the field, but will take place as the 23rd man and be that sub, that super sub. Ash Johnson does come out of the team, though, like I just mentioned. Coming in is Billy Frampton, and Bo McCreary, who was our sub last week, goes into the best 22 this week. Now, I kind of like these, I do really like these changes. Ash Johnson has been a little bit down in the last couple of weeks, and that's fair enough. You know, we can't be at our best every single game. Some players can, but not every player, and that's fine. He'll go into the twos, find a little bit of form, kick a bunch of goals in the twos, and give us a bit of firepower down there. So I'm happy about that. I know Johnson will bounce back from that, and I know he'll do such a good job down there, and he'll get a call up when he can. So coming in his place is Billy Frampton. Now, you know that I'm a huge believer in Billy Frampton. What he's done for this club since, or this team since Jeremy Howe went down in round 1. Billy Frampton comes in. I think it was round 3. Billy Frampton came in because Nathan. Oh no, or it was round 2 that Billy Frampton came in. Whenever it was. He came in, played his role, and then he had to ruck all of a sudden. And then he wasn't a tall defender. But now we get to see what the Collingwood lineup looks like with Jeremy Howe, Darcy Moore, Isaac Quain or Braden Maynard, Nathan Murphy, and Billy Frampton down back. We finally have a tall defender. Think Jordan Roughhead, think Lyndon Dunn as well. So we finally have that big tall defender that we've been crying out for. But does it work with Jeremy Howe? Does it work with Darcy Moore as well? We know it works well with everyone else besides Jeremy Howe. So we're going to see how that plays out a little bit. What I do like about this selection, though, is, and me and David King talked about it, does this mean that we might see Jeremy Howe push up the ground a little bit if we need him to? Maybe that high half forward role, taking those marks, maybe goes into the forward line in the last quarter when we need to. Instead of swinging Darcy Moore up forward, like we tend to do when we need to win the game in the last couple of minutes, we leave Darcy Moore down back as that intercept marker, of course, and Billy Frampton now down back. But we can move Jeremy Howe up forward. He can take those marks. He can kick those goals. Is that what Billy Frampton means to the team? Also, a lot of people are like, Billy Frampton's not best 23. How does it work with Murphy in the side? It's not going to work. It's either Murphy or Frampton. Now we get to see what it is going to be like with Murphy and Frampton in the same team. You got to think that, last week Murphy struggled a little bit, and I said about this in my previews. He struggled a little bit with those taller players. Murphy is a great third defender or second defender, whatever you want to call it. He's not that huge one-on-one defender. He's undersized as a fullback. So Billy Frampton there takes on King or whoever it may be in the back line, and Murphy, Moore, and Howe can just fly for the ball. So I really like the inclusion of Billy Frampton, and not even just for that, even just for he's being rewarded for his effort because he is like such a good player, and he's done so much for the team this year that I'm glad to see him back in the team and not waiting for an injury or anything like that. The other guy that comes into the best 22 or the starting 22, sorry, I've got to stop calling it the best 22. Another guy that comes into the best 22 is Bo McCreary. He was our sub last week. A bit of an impact player last week. Came on as a super sub. Didn't get a bunch of touches or anything like that, but that perceived pressure that he brings, he's not going to kick 12 goals a game or even 4 goals or 3 goals a game. But his defensiveness, his rundown, he's going to every single contest that he can get to. He provides a lot. He's a bull terrier. That's pretty much what he is. He's the pressure king. So I'm happy that he gets elevated into the best 22. He's going to do more of the same, you would think, because his defensive craft is second to none. And, you know, if you watched the Unlaced podcast and you've seen some of my posts on Instagram today, he was going to give the game away. He still doesn't rate himself in the team, it seems like to me anyway. But he is such an integral part to this Collingwood side. We wouldn't be in our position had it not been for a lot of Bo's efforts. So I commend him on that, and I'm glad he's back in the team doing what he does. With Harvey Harrison as the sub, I don't mind that. You know, there'll be people saying, you know, where's Ginnivan and Finn McRae and stuff like that. Ginnivan is plying his trade in the twos. He has to get better, has to put some more strings into his bow. Bobby Hill is kind of taking his place at the moment. Ginnivan is an excitement machine, and Harvey Harrison is keeping him out of it. So that says a lot. I love Harvey Harrison's second efforts. He has that defensive side to him. Ginnivan has to get that back if he wants to take Harvey Harrison's position, which we might see next week. In saying that, I talked about Finn McRae. Unfortunately, he just can't get a game because he's doing well in the VFL. Not super well, but he's doing well in the VFL. But he's a midfielder, and we just don't have midfield spots. Maybe if Tom Mitchell dropped out with the neck injury, maybe he could have come in. But alas, Tom Mitchell stays, and Finlay McRae isn't even named in the emergency. So even if we do have a late change, Finn won't be in the team. Speaking of emergencies, Nathan Kruger is added to our emergency list. You know, that kind of indicates to me, one, Nathan Kruger's done a lot of work in the VFL, kicked a lot of goals, presenting a lot, crashing packs, taking marks. Absolutely love his efforts in the VFL. Could there maybe a late change? There was talks about Braden Maynard's shoulder. Maynard has come out, you know, and said that his shoulder's fine. The injury reports have said that his shoulder's fine. So look, for all intents and purposes, Maynard plays. But if he doesn't, could we see Nathan Kruger come in for him? And that way, the inclusion of Billy Frampton kind of makes a little bit more sense now that we've got 6 defenders as opposed to 7, and we can leave Jeremy Howe in the back line. But all in all, I rate these changes an 8 out of 10, only because, you know, actually, yeah, an 8 out of 10. I don't really have a reason for it. Just doesn't feel like a 10 out of 10, and 9 out of 10 is too good. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts down below on what you think the changes, how you think they went, how you think they're going to go. Do you think Franson and Murphy will work? I'd love to know all your thoughts down below. And if you like this video, because I do love making videos and I do love making content. So this is hopefully going to become a weekly thing when teams get released. Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double checkers. I'll see you later.